Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before you speak, pause, because not every word is harmless. Some words erase good deeds you spent years building. Some words follow you into the grave. Some words will stand against you on the day when nothing is hidden. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned that a person may speak a single word without giving it thought, and because of it, fall into the hellfire. We live in a time where speaking is easy, but silence is rare. Everyone wants to respond. Everyone wants to prove themselves. Everyone wants the last word. But Islam teaches us something different. Sometimes the most powerful choice is not to speak. Sometimes silence is obedience. Sometimes silence is protection. If you truly value your Akhirah, you must learn when to hold your tongue. Because one careless sentence can cost you reward, dignity, and peace, and one moment of silence can save your Iman and raise your rank with Allah. Today, you will learn 5 situations where staying silent is not weakness, but wisdom. 5 moments where silence protects your heart, your deeds, and your Akhirah. Listen carefully. One of these moments may be waiting for you today. Lesson 1. Stay silent when you are angry. Anger is not just an emotion. Anger is a test. It is one of the fastest doors through which Shaitan enters the heart. When anger rises, wisdom leaves. When anger speaks, regret follows. At the moment of anger, the tongue becomes reckless. Words come out faster than thought. And once spoken, words cannot be taken back, no matter how sincere the apology is later. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that true strength is not in raising the voice, threatening others, or proving dominance. True strength is controlling the self when anger is burning inside the heart. This kind of strength is invisible to people, but extremely heavy on the scale of deeds in the sight of Allah. Silence at the moment of anger is not weakness. It is self-control. It is patience. It is worship. Every second you remain silent while angry, angels record reward for you. Every word you stop yourself from speaking is a shield protecting your Akhirah. Anger pushes a person to say things that damage families, destroy friendships, break marriages, and leave scars that never fully heal. Many people regret their words for years, wishing they could return to a single moment and stay silent instead. This is why Islam teaches us practical actions when anger strikes. Step away from the situation. Change your position. Lower your voice. Remember Allah. Say His name in your heart. Seek refuge from Shaitan. Make wudu if you can. Because anger fades, but the consequences of words remain. A single sentence spoken in anger can erase years of love, trust, and respect. A single moment of silence can save relationships, protect your honor, and earn the pleasure of Allah. When you choose silence while angry, you are choosing your Akhirah over your ego. You are choosing Allah over Shaitan. You are choosing peace over regret. And on the day of judgment, you will be grateful for every moment you remained silent when your anger wanted you to speak. Lesson 2. Stay silent when people insult or mock you. Not every insult deserves a response. Not every attack requires a reply. Being insulted hurts the ego, but responding to every insult harms the soul. When someone mocks you, lies about you, or speaks badly of you, your first instinct is to defend yourself. You want to answer back. You want to prove them wrong. You want the last word. But Islam teaches us something higher. Allah hears every word spoken against you. Nothing is missed. Nothing is forgotten. When you remain silent for the sake of Allah, He becomes your defender. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was insulted, mocked, and accused with the worst words. Yet many times he chose silence, patience, and dignity. Allah raised his rank, while those who insulted him lowered their own. Silence in the face of insults is not weakness. It is strength under control. It is trust in Allah's justice. When you reply to insults with anger, you give the other person power over your emotions. When you remain silent, you take that power back and hand the matter to Allah. Every insult you ignore for the sake of Allah becomes a source of reward. Every word you hold back becomes light on the day of judgment. Many arguments grow not because they are serious, but because someone refused to stay silent. A single response can turn a small insult into a lifelong enemy. Silence ends the fire. Words add fuel. People may think silence means you accepted the insult, but Allah knows the truth. And Allah's judgment is more important than people's opinions. Sometimes Allah allows people to insult you to test your patience and to raise your rank. If you respond with silence, He elevates you. If you respond with anger, Shaitan succeeds. Remember this: those who mock you today cannot help you tomorrow. Those who insult you today will not stand with you in your grave, but Allah will. When you choose silence over revenge, you choose peace over chaos, you choose reward over regret, you choose Akhirah over pride, and on the day when every word is counted, you will be grateful that you remained silent when others tried to pull you down. Lesson 3. Stay silent about the faults of others. The tongue enjoys speaking about others, but the heart pays the price. Talking about someone's faults may feel small, but in the sight of Allah, it is a serious matter. Many people take it lightly, yet it is one of the fastest ways to lose good deeds. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us about backbiting and exposing others. He taught that whoever conceals the fault of a Muslim, Allah will conceal his faults on the day of judgment. This promise alone should make us careful with our words. When you speak about someone's mistakes, you may feel powerful for a moment, but you weaken your own Akhirah. The person you talk about may be forgiven, but your words will remain written in your record. Before exposing someone, remember this truth: you are not free of faults yourself. If Allah were to expose everything hidden in your life, you would not be able to stand in front of people. Silence here is mercy. Silence here is protection. Silence here is wisdom. Islam does not teach us to pretend that wrongdoing does not exist, but it teaches us to correct with sincerity, not to expose for entertainment, gossip, or pride. There is a difference between sincere advice and careless speech. Backbiting feels harmless because it often happens in normal conversations, gatherings, and even jokes. But the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, described backbiting as mentioning about your brother what he would dislike, even if it is true. If it is false, it becomes an even greater sin. Every time you stay silent about someone's faults, Allah stays silent about yours. Every fault you conceal today may become a reason Allah conceals your mistakes tomorrow. Ask yourself before speaking: is this necessary? Is this beneficial? Is this pleasing to Allah? If the answer is no, silence is safer. Many people will stand on the day of judgment shocked to see their good deeds transferred to those they spoke about. Their prayers, fasting, and charity will be given away because of careless words. Protect your deeds. Protect your tongue. Protect your Akhirah. Sometimes the greatest act of worship is simply staying silent about what you know about others. Lesson 4. Stay silent when you do not have knowledge. One of the most dangerous sins of the tongue is speaking without knowledge. Many people speak confidently about matters they do not understand. They guess, assume, repeat what they heard, or give opinions without certainty. In worldly matters, this causes confusion, but in matters of religion, it can mislead hearts and destroy lives. Allah clearly warns us not to speak about things we do not know. Every word spoken without knowledge is a responsibility, and every responsibility will be questioned on the day of judgment. When you speak without knowledge, you may misguide someone without realizing it. That person may act upon your words, and their actions may continue long after you are gone. You will then carry the weight of their mistakes as well. Silence in this situation is not ignorance. Silence is humility. Silence is fear of Allah. The righteous scholars of Islam were not ashamed to say, "I do not know." They understood that admitting ignorance protects the soul, while false confidence destroys it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us to speak with wisdom and remain silent when unsure. He showed us that restraint of the tongue is a sign of faith and intelligence. Rumors, assumptions, and half-knowledge spread faster than truth. A single careless statement can create confusion, division, and doubt in the hearts of others. When you are unsure, stop. When you lack certainty, pause. When knowledge is missing, remain silent. Seeking knowledge is an act of worship, but pretending to have knowledge is a sin. On the day of judgment, Allah will not ask how much you spoke. He will ask whether what you said was true, beneficial, and sincere. Many regrets in the hereafter will come from words spoken without knowledge. Protect yourself by choosing silence until knowledge becomes clear, because silence today can save you from heavy questioning tomorrow. Lesson 5. Stay silent about your good deeds. One of the greatest dangers to worship is not laziness, but showing off. A good deed may look beautiful on the outside, but its value depends entirely on what is inside the heart. A single intention can lift a deed to the highest level or destroy it completely. Many people lose their reward not because they did something wrong, but because they spoke about what they did. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, warned us about showing off, because it slowly eats away sincerity. A deed that was meant for Allah alone becomes shared with people, and when people become part of the intention, Allah withdraws His acceptance. Not every prayer needs to be mentioned. Not every charity needs to be announced. Not every fast needs to be shared. The more hidden a deed is, the safer it is. When you speak about your good deeds, the heart begins to enjoy praise. The soul starts to seek validation. Slowly, worship turns into performance, and sincerity is replaced by ego. This is a very subtle danger. Even righteous people are not safe from it. You may start with a pure intention, but once people hear about your deeds, their praise can change what was meant only for Allah. On the day of judgment, such deeds may appear empty, even though they looked impressive in the world. Allah does not need witnesses to your worship. He does not need announcements. He does not need applause. He only looks at the heart. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us that among the people shaded by Allah on the day when there is no shade except His, is the one who gives charity so secretly that even his own hand does not know what the other has given. This shows the level of protection that secrecy gives to sincerity. Silence around your good deeds keeps them pure. Silence keeps shaitan away. Silence protects your reward from being stolen. When you hide your worship, you are declaring that Allah is enough for you. You are saying that His acceptance matters more than people's praise. There is also wisdom in not speaking about your good deeds. When people hear about them, they may compare themselves, feel inferior, or even feel discouraged. Silence protects others as well as yourself. This does not mean that every good deed must be hidden. Sometimes sharing can inspire others, but that is only when the intention is checked carefully and guidance is present. Most of the time, silence is safer for the soul. Ask yourself before speaking, am I sharing this to please Allah or to feel important? Would I still do this deed if no one ever knew? These questions expose the truth of the heart. On the day of judgment, many people will be shocked to see their acts of worship missing from their records. They prayed, they gave charity, they helped others. Yet their deeds were scattered because sincerity was lost. Protect your deeds like you protect your valuables. Hide them from eyes. Guard them from tongues. Your secret worship today may be the reason Allah saves you tomorrow. When you stay silent about your good deeds, you are building a private relationship with Allah, a relationship based on honesty, humility, and sincerity. And when you finally meet Him, you will find that every silent deed was preserved, multiplied, and returned to you at a time when you needed it the most. Every word you speak is written. Nothing is forgotten, nothing is lost, nothing is ignored. One day, Your tongue will testify either for you or against you. Many people regret words they spoke in anger, pride, or carelessness, but no one ever regrets a moment of silence done for the sake of Allah. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is wisdom. Silence is self-control. When you stay silent while angry, you protect your heart. When you stay silent when insulted, you protect your dignity. When you stay silent about others' faults, you protect your deeds. When you stay silent without knowledge, you protect the truth. When you stay silent about your good deeds, you protect sincerity. These moments of silence may seem small, but on the day of judgment, they will carry enormous weight. Choose your words carefully because every sentence is a step toward either jannah or regret. Before you speak, ask yourself, will this please Allah? Will this benefit my Akhirah? Will I be happy to see this written in my record? If the answer is no, silence is safer. May Allah grant us tongues that remember Him, hearts that fear Him, and silence that protects us from regret. If this reminder benefited you, keep it alive by acting upon it and sharing it with someone who needs it. Prepare your Akhirah before your tongue prepares your excuses. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.